Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Election 94 edition of KARE 11 News at 10.
This primary is being watched by media around the nation, especially the gubernatorial race. And here are the latest results.
The slow trickle of Minnesotans has turned into a flood, with an enthusiastic crowd shifting the 131st State Fair into high gear. Hey, welcome, everybody. Hello. Boy, we have a great crowd down there. You can see from the picture right there. A large crowd in front of us. Thank you all for joining us for the 5 o'clock newscast, and welcome to a special edition of KARE 11 News at 5.
They've got some time.
They've got the BI there.
Yeah, I saw that.
It'll take 2 days
Right.
to do it all.
I heard that in my ear, too. Thanks, Pat.
Anything else you want to know about it?
It's like working with Sherlock Holmes here. We'll see you back here at 6.
We'll see you then.
Just call me Watson. Welcome to the KARE 11 studios in Golden Valley. More than 200 staff members in 8 departments work around the clock to bring the best local programming to Minnesota viewers. Our 23 hours of news every week is watched by more young men and women than any other station, and our numbers are still growing. While competitors are trying to soften their hard news image, we've been revered across the country for more than a decade for bringing a commitment to community service to the daily newscast. We're proud of these accolades, but we're just as proud of our constant dedication to the standards of journalism and programming excellence the Minnesota Broadcasters Association expects. At KARE TV, our mission is superior, in-depth investigative journalism.
Tonight at 10, we're going to talk fire like you've never seen it before.
Maybe you want to fight it first on your own. Or maybe it's just not possible for the fire department to get to your house in only 4 minutes. Remember, while the pictures are not always this dramatic, thousands of fires burn uncontrolled in this state every year. Scores of people die. Given the chance, fire will compete with you for space, and it will win. It'll compete for the air you breathe and win. You have ultimate control of one thing only. You can plan to get out alive.
The most complete, compelling coverage of breaking news.
You may not have been able to see the gas, but you could hear it. And you could smell it and see it blowing the bushes where the line was broken.
Where are the lines?
Police say Michael Church fired first. 10 rounds of .22 caliber rifle power that police answered with gunfire of their own.
Let's back in and back in up here. We're committed here for now. Make sure they got enough water.
The latest sports and weather information that viewers need and want to hear.
This storm has been deadly, unfortunately, south of here. A large line of severe thunderstorms has spawned several tornadoes and a few deadly ones in western Tennessee. We have now reports of 2 people losing their lives in that tornado. We're going to fly you on underneath that squall line now and take you into the upper Midwest, where once again the snow is a story today. Many places. St. Cloud, 8 inches at this hour, blowing and drifting snows.
At the snowfall's heaviest, the pictures overshadow anything words could describe. A wall of white left it so you could barely see in front of you. And from behind the wheel of a car, white knuckles to match the ivory roadways.
Why don't you take the one in the median there? And there's a whole mess down here, too.
The most memorable, heartwarming feature stories.
Look, up.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We are going to America, to Minnesota. Bye-bye. You blow a kiss?
Too many children that I wish I had made my visa for more than one.
And community involvement, second to none.
KARE 11 News with Paul Majors, Pat Miles, Diana Pierce with Healthcare, and meteorologist Ken Barlow.
Young Officer Ryan, although being on a department a little bit more than a year, have received the second highest award. The other officer is a recipient of many commendations.
In a matter of just 3 hours this morning, St. Paul lost 2 of its best police officers. Good afternoon. One suspect is in jail, and a manhunt continues at this hour to find the other suspect wanted in connection with the murder of 2 St. Paul police officers.
One officer was just a rookie, the other a 16-year veteran of the force. Officer Ron Ryan.
Breaking news remains the core of KARE TV's standout broadcasts. When 2 St. Paul police officers were gunned down last August, KARE TV's award-winning live coverage of the event and subsequent funerals brought home the overwhelming sadness felt not just by family and friends, but the entire Twin Cities community.
KARE 11's Gail Pawlowski and photojournalist Lane Mickelson report.
It was a fitting escort for Tim Jones's final journey because he understood the unique bond between a cop and his 4-legged partner. And in what was perhaps just a touching coincidence, his daughter, 6-year-old Chelsea, clutched a toy dog as she climbed the steps to her father's funeral. He would have been pleased as well to see the hundreds of canine officers who came, leashes in hand, to pay their last respects to the police officer and the partner who died trying to save his life.
To the end, he and his canine partner were heroes. With Officer Jones down, his partner Laser continued to pursue the suspect with his last breath, even after being mortally wounded.
Although he couldn't protect him, Laser crawled to his partner's side to die. Relegated to squad cars for most of the service, at times they looked confused or sad. Some clearly looked worried as they waited for the return of their best friend, the cop they'd give their life for. They have names like Tex, Samson, Max. They don't know they're here because a police dog gave his life for his partner last week. They just know they'd do the same. But amid the whimpers and barks stands a lone officer. He's here because there's a bond between the men and women who trust their lives to canine partners.
It's just a special bunch of people. It's like we're all family, you know. Every year we get, you know, the canine trials. Everybody meets in 3-4 days. It's just all dogs and friendship. You know?
But the bond Ligneal feels with Tim Jones goes beyond the dogs. He also has an 8-year-old son.
He was crying so hard he couldn't talk. All my son knows is cops, and he can't comprehend somebody killing one of us. Got to be awful hard for an 8-year-old. No more crying? We can tough it out together, can't we? I'll be home soon. Love you. Bye.
Stay. Stay. Jake is a family pet who loves to play a game of keep-away with little Jen or plant a sloppy kiss on the face of Brother Scott. But he's much more. He graduated with top honors from his Minneapolis canine class, and in his final test proved he would face any threat to protect human partner Joe Tyson.
It's a special bond, and to know that he would give his life for you means more than I could possibly say.
His own experience tells Tyson Tim Jones's dog Laser did everything he could to save his partner.
He's trying to tell Timmy that something's not right here, and the dog fought till the end, and that's what's so amazing about it.
And now he has gone to his final resting place at his best friend's side. And while all eyes are cast elsewhere in those last moments, Laser's canine colleagues raise their voices in farewell.
By all accounts, they've lived a good life, but a closer look reveals this Twin Cities couple has failed to pay a lot of their bills. Tonight, a KARE 11 News investigation finds a husband and wife who appear to make a habit of going broke. The strength of investigative journalism at KARE TV is that it is more than just a single department. In fact, some of the year's most outstanding undercover work came from our general assignment staff, work that brought praise and public outcry.
Jeff, right? Jeff Hansen? No? Jeff, I'm Dave Wildermuth with KARE 11. We're not interested in buying your truck, but we did think you'd like to meet the guy that you've been impersonating for a year. This is Michael Tuckner.
How you doing?
Meet the fake Michael Tuckner.
Hey, Jeff, we got a picture of you right here in the Metro section, the Pioneer Press. That's you. right there, and that's my name underneath it. This is in last year. I know that you know Brian and Charlie, the dog, and everything. And we know that you've been using my name for about the last year and a half.
The purpose of this story, however, is not to delve into the ethical debate surrounding the issue, but rather how some of the animals used in research are acquired. The University of Minnesota, like research facilities across the country, buys most of its dogs and cats from USDA licensed dealers, known as Class B dealers. But where do the dealers get them? Our search for an answer led us all the way to the backwoods of Missouri. You'll find them on any given weekend in small towns like Poplar Bluff, as our hidden camera did, flea markets or gun and dog auctions. Some hunting enthusiasts come here to trade and buy coon hounds or to get rid of them when they're no longer performing. For Class B dealer C.C. Baird, it's one-stop shopping.
You buying or selling? Buying. Buying? Mm-hmm. What kind of dogs are you looking for? Oh, I buy laboratory dogs. Really? I buy just, you know, some cold stuff, basically.
How much you pay?
Man, today I have paid anywhere from $5 to $25.
Oh, really?
It works out well. It takes a lot of out of the community that would be dogs to the show, killed on the highway. And
it is sometimes painful to watch as dogs are turned over to the dealers. It's almost as though they sense what awaits them.
Reporter Brad Woodard's research trail showed the cruelty many dogs face at the hands of B-licensed dealers who sell the animals for research. One major client, the University of Minnesota. Since the story aired, the university stated it would expedite plans to end business with those dealers, while the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced consideration of national reforms.
A judge heard what a doctor had to say, and then he committed Deborah to a U of M hospital for 6 months. What he had decided was to be put down on paper with details of how he wanted her cared for. It was to become a sort of roadmap for lawyers, social workers, and especially the hospital entrusted with her care. But you can't follow a roadmap if you never get to read it.
Gail Plawacki revealed a court system strangled by paperwork and led by an administrator who spent more time on the golf course than in the courtroom.
Rain or shine, Robert Bauer, the top administrator of the Ramsey County Special Courts, leaves his office, steps outside, and lights up. Over and over and over again. If the 5 days KARE 11 watched him is any indication, this is what Bauer does for an average of 5 hours a week.
Just 2 days after the series aired, he was dismissed. The official termination letter cited KARE 11's investigation.
But he's found new victims even here. Mr. Fox is rather sly. Here inside prison walls, he focuses his anger not with a gun at a lawman's head, but rather with a pen pointed directly at the public. In just the last several years, he's figured out how to turn hard time into a platform for prisoners' rights, filing lawsuits against the state, one after another, 14 in the last.
And who's abusing taxpayer dollars this time? Minnesota prison inmates filing the most frivolous lawsuits.
He doesn't like the room, too small, so he's suing the State Department of Corrections, which is essentially you. Now the DOC will have to hire lawyers at taxpayer expense, and if the case goes the way most of them go, for every other inmate that sues, he'll almost certainly lose. But Jimmy doesn't really care.
I don't think it's a matter of winning or losing. I think that I get some kind of self-satisfaction out of it because I know that the Attorney General's office had to take several hours to answer my lawsuit, and they had to spend probably a few $1,000s.
That sounds like getting even.
Well, call it what you may.
Take a look at some of these cases we pulled from the office of your Attorney General, and remember, he has to work on them. It's the law. The case of Eugene Brown, who took us to court because he said his underwear was too tight. He called it cruel and unusual punishment. The judge tossed it. Trash. Here we have another inmate suing the President of the United States for giving him, quote, a fungus which spread all over his body and limbs. Something about experimental research. The judge, figuring out exactly what to say, said it wasn't a violation of the Constitution. Trash. And here we have the case of Lemoyne Jones, desperately needing to buy a vowel. He literally filed a federal lawsuit with virtually no vowels. We don't know what it says. Neither does the judge. He tossed it.
Moments after Rick Kupchella's story aired, the Attorney General's switchboard was jammed with more than 1,000 calls. Within just 4 days, a bill was introduced in the Minnesota House and Senate. Known publicly as the KARE bill, it became law by the session's end.
But for a hungry chipmunk, 5:30 on a blustery morning meant the day was well underway.
But it's not only hard news that makes the best newscast. KARE TV continues to excel in sharing the most human stories that touch the heart and are remembered for a lifetime.
The sun is the skyline's alarm clock. One more groggy morning in Minneapolis. Downtown, the streets can be loud. The coffee can be strong.
Take care of yourself,
but nothing wakes him up
you're
like Jim Furman.
Live it up, Jim. Have a good day, everybody. Hey, good morning, gang. Take it easy.
Technically, he's a loss prevention officer.
Take care of yourself.
But the 3,000 who use Dayton's daily as a morning shortcut through the Skyway know Jim is a one-man customer relations department.
Always be positive. Hey, gang.
Every morning, 6:30 sharp, he is a smiling, heel-spinning, hand-pumping jolt of caffeine.
Here you are. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Go clean it up.
Oh, it's going to be a good Friday. Now, enjoy life, though. That's the main thing.
If he doesn't know your name,
you too, sunshine.
He gives you one.
Hey, nice person. Hey, helper. Oh, I gotta help. Hey, special person. Hey, happy lady. Good to see you.
He always knows. He always keeps track and knows when you're going and wants to know where you were, what you did. If you're ill a day, he knows.
Well, Carrie, son of a gun.
The only way I can get to work and really know that I'm really there. I mean, he tells me I'm alive in the morning. They're going to miss him here.
Miss him because the man who says good morning is saying goodbye.
I'm going to miss you so much. I am. I like seeing you here every morning.
At 63, he is retiring. He's worked at Dayton's since he was 19.
Hey, good morning, gang. Hey, hey,
Most beautiful day to retire.
Oh, what a guy.
Some might go quietly.
This is my party.
Jim hosted his own retirement party.
You just put your name on there and sign something for me?
His surprise life-size cutout card filled so fast, employees had to bring another.
Isn't that nice?
And another.
Hey, good morning.
Like my husband said, we hope that he has social neighbors.
Just take care, okay?
You bet.
You're a nice person. Yeah, you're a nice person. This is the hardest part.
If the hardest part for most of us is greeting the morning, for Jim, it's letting it go.
If you get a chance, you want to sign this for me, I'd like
But
to.
the coffee only lasts so long, and good friends have to go to work.
Yep, I'm going to hang her up now. I got to go out now.
It's the start of another day.
Bye. Take it easy.
Dave Wildermuth, KARE 11 News, Minneapolis.
Help, you can see it, you can save it. Donate to Africa. 25 cents can make a difference. A penny can make a difference.
The calls echo through these suburban streets. Some didn't know what to make of it.
Help Rwanda.
Swarms of children taking their message to the streets.
25 cents.
Okay. Others came looking for them.
The excitement, enthusiasm, and the community spirit that this has developed here, I think is worth every penny that they earn.
Mikey, we have $20.
Casey Klein started it all. Her mother reminded Casey about the poverty and plight in Rwanda.
She showed me the picture in the newspaper that's right there, and it made me a little sad.
That concern led to action. A lemonade stand. Neighbor Ross Greving was drafted to help.
We started selling, and then Mikey saw us, and he came down, and then more people came down.
Now it's a neighborhood project. Sam's Club donated drinks. Parents mix it up.
That's my mom. I made flyers. Okay, Sarah made this, and Ross and I made these two.
Some found the effort truly inspirational.
They're giving us a check! Yes! How much are you going to make it out for? For, $50. $50? Thank you! Thank you!
Some gave donations. Others took advantage of the lemonade being offered.
Thank you so much for donating.
Great lemonade for a great cause.
It's the cause that's excited these kids.
I think it's a good idea to give it to the Rwanda people because they don't have any food or money and they need fresh water.
They're learning a lesson that even a 7, 8, 9-year-old child can make a difference, and you know, we're one of many who can impact change, and there's hope.
It's a good lesson to learn at any age.
Help Rwanda! Thank you. Have a nice day.
Melissa Young, KARE 11 News, Mendota Heights.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Incredible images are a big reason for KARE TV's success for feature reporting. So it's no surprise KARE TV was named Station of the Year by the National Press Photographers Association for 1994. In a one-hour special, we honored the people who make the phenomenal pictures possible.
Then I look up and it says, home of the Meesville Mud Hens. I said, I'm there. What is a mud hen?
All is quiet along this stretch of Dakota County countryside. Nothing new with that. Meesville, Minnesota is mostly farm country. But on 20 nights, as the summer sun slowly sinks, the people of Meesville make a little noise. That's right, go Mud Hens, the Meesville Mud Hens. Baseball with a serious sense of humor.
A mud hen is a duck that lives in the mud.
Go, 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 Meesville Mud Hens, go, go.
This is the life. Oh, I lost my beer over here somewhere.
They've been playing amateur baseball here in Meesville since the 1930s. Just 3 years ago, the Mud Hens nested into this new permanent home next to the cemetery, thanks to donations from townspeople like the Fryermuths who live just past the bean field.
I sure hope Freddie's on tonight because this is a pretty important game. Well, I sure hope that Meesville smokes them tonight.
A mud hen actually is it's a little black bird that nobody wants to shoot when you're duck hunting.
I'd be proud if my son was a mud hen. Damn proud.
To have the notoriety of having a winning ball team, you know, means a lot to, you know, because, hey, how many people we got? 160 or something like that?
There's 19, 20. Thank you.
Hey, there's now Kobe. Hey, who's ready here?
My dad played for the Mud Hens in 61, early 60s.
You can afford to come here. You get a can of beer for $1.50.
Ball? You're kind of lazy. Just get your hands up farther and just throw it.
I've watched the game since I was a little guy. Kind of was a bad boy, hung on the dugout when I was younger. I always wanted to play for him.
Strike free out!
I think people are hungry for outdoor baseball. And just with the lights this year, we've really found quite a difference in our fan base.
A small town, it's like, come out here and play. It's a community where everybody wants to be known. You know, everybody loves their baseball. Meesville Mud Hens, Jay Johnson, 40 years old, batting third.
It's local guys, you know everybody, their first name, middle name, you know what they do, where they live, and say hi, and how's it going? You know, it's home stuff.
Home stuff in a hometown that lives and dies by baseball. Eric Olson, KARE 11 News, Meesville.
The first run of Picture This was so successful, the program was rebroadcast in May.
By the way, we didn't have time to make graphics tonight, so Steve's in charge of graphics. By the way, the baseball strike, nothing new, no talks today, no progress, and still no baseball. Let's switch gears now and talk about the Thunder. They were playing for the Thunder. They were playing for the Interregional Championship tonight. You're a little late, Bulldogs.
Sports isn't just cheering for the home team at KARE TV. Longtime weekend anchor Randy Shaver took over the weekday reins and is leading the market in creative coverage.
Good evening, everybody.
Randy is also the power behind the often imitated prep and college sports extras and Athletes of the Week, a series he's produced for more than a decade. KARE TV's action programming includes preseason Viking football games, the Dennis Green Show, Minnesota Bound, the Norwest Bike Classic, Golf with KARE, and a variety of elements as media sponsor of the LPGA's annual tournament stop in the Twin Cities. From the golf course to the news set, Pat Miles has a first-class reputation as a KARE TV anchor and reporter. Her acclaimed specials profiled the hottest celebrities and most talked about personalities. As a reporter, she got the first television interview for KARE TV viewers when hockey legend Bill Goldsworthy announced he had AIDS in February. And in May, Pat gave the experience of being arrested for drinking and driving a personal perspective.
Okay, you're under arrest for DWI, all right? You've had too much to drink tonight to be driving.
The truth is...
The two-part series drew rave reviews from law enforcement officials and media critics alike. KARE TV's Community Affairs Department created a free collateral tip card for viewers. 2,000 were distributed.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up on NBC Nightly News.
Good. Which is why we don't...
Ken Barlow hasn't missed a beat filling the shoes of Paul Douglas in KARE TV's backyard weather studio. With his own uniqueness, he's enjoyed as a personality and respected for his ability during the most severe weather conditions. And Ken is often a key representative for other KARE TV community service efforts.
If you're in the neighborhood, please stop by. We'd love to see you and drop off a toy for the drive. We need 100,000 more, so that's not a small...
This year, over 300,000 toys were collected for needy children. Care About Courage raised nearly $100,000 to support efforts at the nationally renowned Center for the Physically Challenged. And in Heartbeat 11, KARE TV news stories, public service announcements, and phone banks encouraged heart-healthy lifestyles. Anchor Diana Pierce gave the project worldwide perspective with her series profiling Minnesota heart surgeons working in Africa. For unsurpassed community service, superior journalism, and dedication to producing Minnesota's finest television programming, KARE TV is a standout role model to stations around the state and around the country. A station worthy of representing and being recognized by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association.